So, uh, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are, and welcome to this series. Yeah, also my video maybe. So, yeah, welcome to this series. This is a part of a global worldwide series where we are covering the cloud intelligence dashboard and how to manage and optimize your AWS cost using these dashboards. The session today is focusing number. My name is Jose Baños. I'm a go-to-market specialist for Amazon QuickSight, focused especially in Americas. And I have here today with me Yuri.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Yuri. I'm Principal Technical Account Manager at AWS based in Luxembourg. And I'm also Cloud Intelligence Dashboards co-founder and helping to run the team.
Awesome. Thank you. But with that introduction, I guess we can start with the session and all yours, Yuri.
Yeah, thank you. So today we will cover Cloud Intelligence Dashboards powered by Amazon QuickSight and how you can use it with your FinOps journey and to manage and optimize your AWS cost and usage. And you all run workloads on AWS to help your customers to solve their business challenges, right? And more customers you have, more infrastructure you need to serve them. And in the cloud, it's very easy to spin up new environment, new infrastructure on demand when you need it, and pay as you go. You don't need to make any upfront capital investments. So cost in the cloud becomes pretty much as any other operational metric because it's dynamic, and you, as any other metric of your business, you want to make sure that it stays under control. It stays within the boundaries which you set for it, within some KPIs which you set for it, which you might have some analogy with your business metric SLAs, but here would be like maybe cost KPIs. And as any other metric, you also want to make sure that it's efficient. So you always might want to strive to improve it here, improve efficiency of this metric. So you want to make sure that your workloads are as cost efficient as possible. And cloud financial management, FinOps teams usually have challenge with understanding how cost efficient workloads are. Because simply comparing your AWS bill from previous months won't show you how well you're leveraging cost optimization opportunities, even if you optimize the costs, but your total usage and total AWS spend grows. It's very hard to say how much you manage to actually save or how much you manage to improve your cost efficiency. So comparing just absolute numbers of your AWS spend cannot help here. What we recommend to do is to use a unit cost. And you probably heard about it, about this concept before. So by being able to bring together your business metrics and your AWS cost and usage, you can calculate the cost of your infrastructure per particular unit or business unit. So it's in different domains. It could be cost per transaction, cost per reservation, cost per customer, or cost per API call. So once you have a unit cost, you can actually effectively say about how well your workloads cost optimized, or when you apply some cost optimization techniques, you can see influence of them on your unit cost. So even if your total AWS usage grows, you can keep a unit cost under control or reduce it by applying different cost optimization techniques. So the key here is being able to be able to have an instrument or tool where you can combine this data which AWS provides you for your spend and usage and your business data. Another challenge which FinOps practitioners have is and organizations have when running workloads on AWS is to understand what are the cost optimization opportunities are available and how efficiently they are used within organization. And there are different cost optimization opportunities as a way how you can reduce your unit cost. You can right-size your instances and like eliminate infrastructural waste by using different services like AWS Compute Optimizer and Trusted Advisor. And you can introduce or improve elasticity and use things like AWS Instance Scheduler to stop workloads when you don't need them, like dev test environments. You can optimize storage. You can maybe migrate to managed services or serverless architecture. So there are many different ways, or like you can cover some workloads with savings plans or reserved instances and choose different pricing models. But the question is how to understand how efficiently you use each of these opportunities and track them on entire organization, and even more if your organization has complex structure with different business units, cost centers, or it might have different, like many AWS organizations or payer accounts, which have their own billing settings and invoices. So to help FinOps teams and cloud financial management teams to address this challenge, we built cloud intelligence dashboards powered by Amazon QuickSight. So it's a series of in-depth and customizable dashboards which help you to get comprehensive cost and usage details and track your usage goals and optimize the costs. I'm usually think about cloud intelligence dashboards as a way of FinOps SMEs within AWS to scale our knowledge in the form of dashboards. Yes, so all the best practices that we use while working with our customers in optimizing, helping them to optimize cost, we put into a dashboard in a set of different visualizations. And because we're using Amazon QuickSight, it's possible to share this dashboard in the form of templates. So every customer can deploy these dashboards in their accounts and use as a self-service tool. And they're very easy to use because we simplify a lot of cost management terms there. So we try to speak in more understandable language when we talk about things like data transfer or different usage types. They can be used as a self-service tool. You can share these dashboards within many users in your organization. You can combine multiple payer accounts in one single place to get this aggregated view on top of your entire organization. You can then apply different customizations and techniques like row-level security to restrict your users to have only access to the data that they need. And they're secure because built on top of AWS services, and the data stays within your organization. You do not need to share any data with third parties, and you don't need to run any agent software to actually use cloud intelligence dashboards. We have in cloud intelligence dashboards high-level visualizations, which help leadership teams and to get top-level overview on entire organizational spend and usage. However, we also have lots of in-depth visualizations with in-depth details and resource level granularity. So you can answer questions like, what's my cost per top AWS Lambda, or what's my cost per top Fargate clusters, or what's my top inter-data transfer generators, and get exactly instance IDs which incur this particular, and see which cost, what kind of costs they incur. And we do not charge anything for use of the dashboard templates. However, you are paying only for underlying services, namely Amazon QuickSight, S3, where you have your data stored, and Athena. So usually we see for large customers who use cloud intelligence dashboards, the cost of this solution is no higher than like $75 to $100 per month. In scope of this project, we provide 6 dashboards. And we started from high-level dashboards like trends and cost intelligence dashboard, which aimed to executive and finance personas, so they answer questions like, what's my year-over-year spend, what's my quarter-over-quarter, year-to-date, month-to-date spend, and high-level details for different services for entire organization. Then we took this best of the best of high-level charts and enriched them with in-depth insights and some auto-generated cost optimization recommendations and added resource level granularity and built Kudos dashboard, which widely used by product owners, solution architects, FinOps practitioners, and engineering teams. Then to help customers to have more structured approach towards cost optimizations, we build a KPI dashboard which defines 18 KPI goals and allows you to actually set your own goals for these KPIs and to track your progress towards achieving them. So you remember we talked about how can we identify how efficiently we leverage in these cost optimization opportunities. So KPI dashboard actually helps to answer this question. And then there are great services which you can use free of charge, like Compute Optimizer, or if you're on business, on ramp, or enterprise support, Trusted Advisor, which provide you also out-of-the-box recommendations for eliminating infrastructural waste and overall best practices recommendation for AWS services and identify some resources which have highlighted risks. And you can use those services within AWS console, but we built the dashboards for on top of data which is generated by those services to help you to track your monthly progress towards eliminating cost optimization opportunities, and also to be able to see the data for entire organization in a single place without need to switch the different regions, different accounts, to get not just high-level details, but also resource level granularity. So all these dashboards are provided to you in the scope of Cloud Intelligence Dashboards project, and you can deploy these dashboards by following our well-architected AWS well-architected lab, and it takes you around 30 minutes to deploy the dashboard. Under the hood, we use different data sources, so all the services which provide you details about your cost and usage, about your cost optimization recommendations like Trusted Advisor, Compute Optimizer, AWS Cost and Usage Report, act now as a data sources on top of which we provide you in during the deployment Amazon Athena queries, which actually allow you to query these data sources, and then integration with Amazon QuickSight. So once you deployed these Cloud Intelligence dashboards, you have ready to use dashboards, and you can use them as is, or as I mentioned, you can customize them. And I will share with you a link at the end of the presentation to our customization guides, which you can use to actually build on top. Yes, so we provide Cloud Intelligence dashboards as a starting point for you, and you can build on top and leveraging the all great QuickSight functionality of BI service to enrich with your custom data sources like business metrics, or to bring your organizational data such as mapping of your accounts to different cost centers, and customize some visualizations for your chargeback or showback rules, etc., etc. Let me show you how it all looks like and how your FinOps journey can look like with Cloud Intelligence dashboards. I'm switching to this demo dashboard, which you can use, use as well. So we'll share a link to this demo dashboard at the end of the presentation as well. So first, I'd like to cover a KPI dashboard. KPI dashboard allows you to answer particular question like how efficiently I'm leveraging my cost optimization opportunities. And each of cost optimization opportunities, which we recommend to track, provided here as a KPI, as optimization KPI. As you can see, there are KPIs like what's my percentage of EC2 instances running on Spot, or what's my percentage of Graviton, RDS instances running on Graviton-based instances, or do I have some EBS snapshots, and what's my goal in having EBS snapshots which are over 1 year old? Yes, so you can set these goals. So, for example, you want to reduce amount of EBS snapshots. You want to use more GP3 EBS storage volumes, which are more cost efficient than, for example, previous generation GP2. And maybe you plan to migrate to RDS Graviton, so you can actually set the goals for your organization. And you can share this dashboard with your engineering teams, with your product owners, product leads, so they can actually set these goals for their teams as well. And once you've set the goals, you have a KPI tracker here. And KPI tracker allows you to see where you are in terms of achieving those goals. So, for example, we set a goal of EC2 Spot to be more than 10%, and we now at 3%. Moreover, you can see your progress over time. Yes, so it used to be 35% of EC2 workloads running on Spot, and all of a sudden it went to 3%. Then our GP3 volumes out of general purpose volumes, its situation is improved, but pretty far from our goal. So you can track your progress towards leveraging these cost optimization opportunities and see what percentage of your resources is not yet there. And then another powerful thing with KPI dashboard is you can see cost optimization opportunities associated with each of the KPIs. So it means that you can see how much you can save by achieving the goal, which allows you to easily prioritize the efforts in cost optimization. So, for example, we can see that there are much more cost optimization opportunities with this demo customer for migration to Graviton and achieving the Graviton migration goal. Then, for example, migration of GP3 volumes to GP2 volumes to GP3. So it allows us to actually focus on what can bring you the most value. And then to provide FinOps practitioners and engineering teams with more details, actually, what can we do to now optimize this infrastructure, and what we can do to contribute to each of the goals. We have different tabs here, like EBS, EC2, and let me just quickly show you one for Graviton. So we talked about RDS and Graviton migration. So you can see here some more low-level details now. What's your cost optimization opportunities if you migrate your entire RDS instances to Graviton? And you can see monthly progress. So we are getting better here, but still we have some opportunities to migrate. And here is a list of RDS instances, their current instance family and latest Graviton generation. So you can see the current cost and potential saving per particular RDS instance. So you can use this IRN of the instance and consider it for migration. This is KPI dashboard. So now if you set your KPI goals, you want to see how much of optimization opportunities you have on eliminating infrastructural waste, or how much underutilized or idle resources you might have. And for this, you can use Compute Optimizer dashboard. And Compute Optimizer dashboard is built on top of data generated by AWS Compute Optimizer service. And we have a summary tab here in this Compute Optimizer dashboard, which shows you total cost optimization opportunities or potential savings for all the supported services with Compute Optimizer service, with autoscaling groups, EC2 instances, EBS volumes. You can see monthly progress and potential savings. So just by looking at this example, we can see that this demo customer doesn't work on any cost optimization on cost optimization recommendations by trusted advisor, because we see that amount of potential savings it is increasing slightly month over month. What we want to see is it actually reducing with month over month. And then you can go to each of the tabs here, like EC2. You can see total amount of instances. You can see breakdown of under-provisioned, over-provisioned, or optimized. You can click on, for example, over-provisioned because you want to identify the instances which could be right-sized. Then you can see monthly trends for over-provisioned only EC2 instances. You can see amount of potential saving per your AWS account. And you can even click here, interactively play with this dashboard and action filters. You can select particular account, for example, the one that has most potential savings if you work with the owner of this infrastructure within this account. And you can see a list of EC2 instances. You can select particular instance and see all the recommendations for this instance and current instance type and recommended instance types and your potential savings, estimated savings here, which you can get if you migrate or downsize this instance to recommended instance type. You can also see your current memory and CPU utilization and what will be memory and CPU utilization if you migrate to recommended option. So maybe in this case, option 3, it might be too high, 94% target CPU utilization. So option 1 could be a good next step. The same approach could be used for Lambda, ABS, and autoscaling groups. So they all follow the similar structure. So you can go from these high-level details to low-level details in identifying the most impactful resources for cost optimization. Then to move further with eliminating infrastructural waste and identifying idle resources in the organization, you can use Trusted Advisor Organization or TAO dashboard. And again, we follow similar structure here. There is a summary tab, which allows you to see this eagle-eye view on top of your organization and the amount of flagged resources per category. And Trusted Advisor even goes beyond cost. It covers fault tolerance, performance, security, of course, cost optimization, and then amount of checks within each of the domains with monthly progress in each of the categories or domains, and with detalization of what the check is about. Yes, so for example, low utilization EC2 instances, and you can see amount of instances flagged. And you can go to cost optimization details tab, where you can see again monthly progress, top accounts which with potential savings attributed to them, and details for each of the Trusted Advisor checks, like for example idle RDS instances, the ones that didn't have any connection since, for example, 14 plus days. So again, might be a good idea to work with the owner of this account and this resource to see maybe this instance could be stopped or terminated if it's not used. And there are many other checks within Trusted Advisor, like underutilized EC2 instances, EBS volumes, idle load balancers, underutilized Redshift clusters. So as addition to Compute Optimizer, you can use Trusted Advisor checks to actually get more insights into your idle and basically underutilized resources. And then I wanted to show you a Kudos dashboard, which is our most popular dashboard. And as I mentioned, it goes from high-level details and these executive tabs, like executive billing summary, which provides you overall view on your spend for previous months, amount of accounts and services which you used, spend per region. But what is very interesting here is that we show you amount of discount which you get in one single place for things like credits, refunds, and other discounts. So you can see how effectively you're leveraging this also different discount programs. And then we go to reserved instances and savings plan summary, where you can see how much you saved by leveraging our reserved instances and savings plans. If you have any unused cost for reserved instances, savings plans. You can see them here in unused cost tab. You can see basically how much you managed to save from each of the saving of each of the pricing models which you are using. And then again, monthly progress towards unused cost. So again, and which product contributed to unused cost. So we can see that there is some unused cost for standard RDS arrives or for savings plans. So again, might trigger some actions and a lot of details and insights of breakdown of spend per pricing mode, and also some visuals which allow you to make a chargeback of basically how much each of accounts consumed out of your savings plan or reserved instances if you're using sharing of reserved plans and arise, of savings plans and arise, and also you can see amount of discount which you've got from savings plans per instance type, region, and a tracker to control and see when your arise and savings plans are expiring. So you can see that in September you will have expiring some arise and what savings they bring you. So just to keep a track and don't forget to actually renew them. Month-over-month trends provides ability to focus on the most moving parts within your organization. And again, we leverage here a quick site functionality of generation of this top and the bottom movers. So you can, this is after generated for you. You can see top services which increased in use, which decreased in use from previous months. And the same for accounts. And you can play with this month-over-month table and use it in interactive way. So for example, you can sort by the services which most increase in spend or the most decreased in spend. You can click on particular service and see which accounts contributed to this increase or decrease. So we can see that one account just started to use OpenSearch this month. Then we can see breakdown of spend by product family. So we can see that, okay, the most of the spend comes from OpenSearch instances, not from OpenSearch service volumes or OpenSearch data transfer. Yes, so just some insights which you can get by actually drill down from the service level to account level to product family level. And again, you can select particular account and see how the situation looks like within this account. So once you select account, so now all the other visuals will be rendered only to this account. So now it looks slightly different here. And then you can see breakdown by your spend per region. So lots of information to actually identify some maybe unusual spend or identify some spend which didn't happen before, and or some increase or decrease in spend. There are plenty of tabs here like compute, storage, databases, which allows you to get into insights and details of these particular services and get resource level granularity, get better understanding, better visibility on top of spending usage. It would take a lot of time to cover each of them. I just wanted to cover some services which are usually customers don't pay a lot of attention on. So for example, data transfer. Yeah, so data transfer visibility, it's challenging. Yeah, and spend of data transfer, spend for data transfer is challenging to control. And here we provide in very easy way to identify what type of data transfer you are having in your environment, like region to region, inter-AZ data transfer, and what the monthly trends. So you can focus on particular type of data transfer, like region to region. Click here on this chart, and all the visuals will be now rendered to this type of data transfer. You can see amount of data transfer generated by AWS service. So again, you can see that there was a spike in beginning of January generated by EC2, and the spike was 2.4 terabyte of data. And then detailed table can show you which account had the spend and what the operation. So we now see that this spike was caused by EBS snapshots copy. You can see lots of insights of, again, daily spend per operation. You can click on EBS snapshots copy and see from which region data transfer was generated to which region. And even though you can see resource level granularity here, so you can see exactly which snapshots were copied, what amount of usage, and what was the cost. If you, for example, decide to switch to inter-AZ data transfer and investigate it, again, you can click here, and then all the visuals would be now showing your amount of inter-AZ data transfer and with breakdowns by API operation, by daily data transfer spent by data transfer spent by API operation, and then top resources with amount of data they transferred and actually the cost. And lots of insights also for monitoring as observability services such as CloudWatch, with ability to see your CloudWatch spend, for example, in usage type groups. So you can have a breakdown of your CloudWatch spend by and see whether it was spent was generated by CloudWatch metrics, CloudWatch synthetics, metric streams. So it's much easier to reason about spend of the services which may be not that well known for cost optimization, but very important, and sometimes they also incur some pretty significant costs for AWS customers. So that's how you can use cloud intelligence dashboards in your FinOps journey. And as I mentioned, you can also build on top. So you can customize the dashboards. You can, as you can see here, you have filters. So you can just, if you have multiple pair accounts, you can select, you can bring this multiple pair accounts in one single place and visualize data for all of them. Then you can use controls to select data only for several accounts if you want to focus only on those accounts, and then you can select the particular linked accounts if you want to focus on them. And you can customize the dashboards. You can create your editable version of this, use it as example, bring your own business units data, business metrics data, bring your own mappings from accounts to cost centers, and add them to the dashboards. Just wanted to show you here in well-architected labs, we have a deployment guide for cloud intelligence dashboards. You will see a link later as well in the presentation deck. Here, all our dashboards are listed, and you can, and deployment instructions, how you can just step by step with few CloudFormation templates deploy all this infrastructure to run, and the dashboards as well. And customization section, which is very important, of different types of customizations like adding unit metrics, adding tags, applying row-level security, publishing the dashboards in USSO application, etc., etc. So we're actually explaining here how you can use this native QuickSight functionality to enrich your user and your engineers' experience and help them actually to be closer to the data and help them to make actions on these cost optimization opportunities. Let me switch back to the deck, and we have many customers who use cloud intelligence dashboards in the moment, and they use them in very different ways. Some customers like PandaDoc, for example, use a lot trusted advisor recommendations to actually right-size their EC2 instances and manage to actually optimize their cost with this. They also use Kudos to provide their engineers high-level details, high visibility on both high-level and low-level details with resource level granularity. Various FinOps team uses cloud intelligence dashboards on bi-monthly reviews, for example, and actually tracks spend and usage during this management business reviews with their leadership. And to conclude, just wanted to call you for action and try to deploy cloud intelligence dashboards in your organization, in your accounts, and start also customizing them and sharing with other users, your users in your organization, and help them to get better visibility on AWS cost and usage. And passing word to Jose.
I'm sharing my. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So continuing with what Yuri was mentioning, and thank you so much, Yuri, for all the great information about the cost optimization dashboards. As you saw, we have been using QuickSight to build together with other services to query the data, but we have been using QuickSight, and it brings to us the concept that we have so much data out there. We have only the data created in 2022 was nearly 100 zettabytes. And if we think more specifically about the BI tools, according to Forrester, the average number of BI tools used by companies it's 4, which means that there will be companies using even more than 4 BI tools. However, it's weird, but that's the result of the report that less than 20% of the decision makers are using BI tools to 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 make their decisions, which is again is impacting because and really shocking because of these nearly 100 zettabytes of data. So we ask our customer and we analyze, okay, what could be the reason? And when we go into the asking our customer, okay, what are the tools in the market? What are the tools that we are using? We saw that there are many silo tools. BI tools focus on specialize in a specific functionality. Like, okay, there are tools very good with the reporting. There are other good, very good doing embedding analytics. But they were not really a tool combining all these set of functionalities together. So companies has had to go and purchase different BI tools to fulfill their needs, the different needs they have internally. And that's where QuickSight came into the market. QuickSight is a native serverless auto-scale tool built natively for cloud. And because of that, since the beginning, we thought about how to solve these multiple use cases. So unified BI services at its scale. That is the, let's say, the motto for QuickSight. You will be able to cover all these use cases with QuickSight, from developing legacy traditional interactive dashboard to embedding those dashboard into your portal, into your application, create paginated reports. These highly formatted reports that you can send, distribute by email, which are very useful. For example, if you are a person with not a lot of time to go through a dashboard, so maybe you are like a CEO and you want to receive an email every morning with the main highlights of your data. So paginated reports, it's a good tool for that. And originally we thought, okay, we cannot just think backwards. We need to think in the future. What are the market demanding in terms of BI tools? And that's where natural language queries, our natural language query functionality queue came into the picture. Basically, you can just ask a question using your plain text language, normal questions, and QuickSight Queue will answer with a visual to respond that question. Additionally, QuickSight was also adding native machine learning capabilities that we will see a little bit later. So all that was with the goal in mind that our customer focus on what matters for them, for a BI team. It's design the right metrics to consume the data or to get insights from the data, make easy to share the rules and logic of the assets that they have created. As I said before, adding this machine learning inside, so simple and so easy to use that you don't need to be a data scientist to use this functionality with QuickSight. And all these legacy tasks that you had to work, like scaling, provisioning, being in charge of a software upgrade, all that now AWS takes care of all these heavy tasks, because that is the key of a serverless architecture. AWS take care of all these scaling. You don't need to care if today your big site is supporting 10 readers and tomorrow it is gonna need to support 1,000 readers. For you as a customer, that is completely transparent. AWS will take care of that. QuickSight will scale automatically, and you just need to focus on what is matter or what is important for your business. So let's look a little bit more in detail into what is QuickSight or how QuickSight works. QuickSight can get the data, or we can go and get the data from anywhere. Data can be in any other cloud, could be in an application, could be on-prem. We can even upload files directly to QuickSight, so we don't really care about where the data is located. But we have two ways to bring that data into QuickSight. One is going to be using a direct query, a SQL query, where each time that you load as a reader a dashboard, it will trigger a query, and that query will bring the information, the data from the data source, whatever is the data source. But we have something that helps to improve the performance, in case which is the SPICE engine. Our SPICE engine is our super fast in memory calculated engine. It's kind of like a cache. We could use that as an example. And what we do is that SPICE, we can schedule when the data is brought to our SPICE. We could start like every hour, every 30 minutes. We go to the data source and bring the data that we need to a SPICE. We can use also our custom SQL within the SPICE engine. So we will just bring the data that we really need. But the advantage of using the SPICE is that it is also auto-scalable. So the performance will not be impacted in case that there is a higher concurrency. The performance that an end user has when it is consuming, there is only one reader accessing a dashboard, is exactly the same than when there are 100 users accessing the dashboard, because we are using this SPICE engine. And it helps us to build any type of analytics that we have mentioned before: historical analysis, interactive analysis. We can also use the machine learning capabilities. In case that you need something more complex, using machine learning, you can bring your own model. You can bring your machine learning model in SageMaker and bring the result to visualize them in QuickSight. So we're, as I said, covering all these 4 use cases that we mentioned before. All that using, as I mentioned, our auto-scaling capabilities, always high available, where you can govern the access, either access per user. You can also govern the access to the data. You can create as well a multi-tenancy. And in case that you are more programmatically oriented, you prefer to work with APIs instead of with the user interface, we have a set of APIs also available to cover the same functionalities that you will find when you use the user interface. And the last but not the less important is that based on or using this architecture, this serverless architecture, you are going to pay only for what you use. Coming back to the example that I used before, imagine that you have your QuickSight account and you have provision or adding to your account 1,000 users. But if only one of these users, as a readers, consume QuickSight, you will pay only for that reader. The other 999, even though they are provisioning QuickSight, if they didn't access the any QuickSight dashboard, you will not pay for them. So that is amazing for me. It's especially because it's de-risking. It's lowering the risk to go with QuickSight, to start using a BI tool, which is the goal, to try to increase this 20% of people using BI tools to make decisions, reduce the impact or the cost or to go and start using it. So let's start using to modernize your organization, making decisions based on data, based on this data, or enhance your application, embedding dashboard into your application, or even develop new products, embed those products into your application, and try to monetize that dashboard or that data. And that is how our customers are using QuickSight. As I said, either internally creating this dashboard to make decisions, embedding these insights into their portals, or using the paginated reporting that I mentioned at the beginning. If we focus into the embedding, we have 2 options. We can embed either using anonymous embedding. That would be, for example, when you want to embed in a dashboard in a portal that is going to be public. But we have also an option to embed what we call anonymous embedding. Those cases, you don't need to provision any user in QuickSight. You just need the user to log into your portal. And once they have logged into your portal, they can consume any dashboard that you have embedded there. That will help you to create new products. And not just focusing on the past, but as I have mentioned before, if we look into the future, what is the trend now? We are always, we can hear about machine learning, artificial intelligence, and so on. And with QuickSight, it is built with QuickSight natively, the option to use anomaly detection and forecasting. And they're super simple to use. Just like 2-3 clicks, and you can add a forecasting to any time series that you have in your dashboard, or even create an anomaly detection that triggers or tells you why something anomalous happen. For example, imagine that you set your anomaly detection to detect if there is an increase in sales for whatever reason. So it will trigger this anomaly detection, and you can find out what are the contributors to that anomaly. We have talked about Q, the natural language, and I will show you a little example later on. With all of that, we can say that we have over 100,000 customers already using QuickSight. And this is incredible. We were talking about 100,000 customers, not users, customers. And it is not in a specific area, sector, or vertical where you can find customer. Anywhere you can find in startups, enterprise, healthcare, finance, any sector, any type of customer. We have an example of one of them using QuickSight. And that is just a high-level introduction. If you want to know a little bit more, I'm going to share here two great resources that are available. They are publicly available. You can just go there and navigate in any of them. The first one is the QuickSight community. So let me share. I'm going to share here my. This is the QuickSight community. So you can come here, you can log in into the QuickSight community. Hope you can see, confirm if you can see that you are seeing the QuickSight community browser. So here we have, among other things, an area where you can come and ask a question if you have a question. And we have right now around 48 hours. After 48 hours, you will get an answer. We have more than 100,000 views already coming every week to the community, and more than 3,000 questions have been already answered. So it's a great resource in case that you want to, in case you have questions, so you don't need to wait for your contact or your resource in Amazon, in AWS to answer any of these questions. Just come here to the community and find out if there is already an answer for your question. But additionally, you can see that we have, like, every month we are running different, in this case, like a virtual author immersion day. So you can just register in the community and book your seat for this session. We have also an Amazon QuickSight learning series. So you can go click here, and you can see that this month in March, we still have 3 more sessions before the end of the month. So if you want to increase your knowledge of QuickSight, if you want to increase the usability of the QuickSight, come to the QuickSight community, register, and you will get all that information. More resources. There is a learning center where you can navigate around and find a QuickSight if you are a beginner. So you have some resources for beginners as well, some material. You have also videos, small videos, short videos of how to do a specific functionality. So come here and you will get a lot of information, a lot of videos about how to do certain things with QuickSight, like, okay, if I want to create a centralized granular access control to QuickSight. Here you have a video, which is, I think, 30 minutes, where we will explain you how to do that. Workshops, in case that you want to attend or view a 4-hour workshop, come to the workshop videos as well. Articles, other resources. We have as well, if you can see here, events. If you want to be up to date with any type of event, register in the community and attend any event. So this is super useful, the community, but there is another tool that I wanted to share today, and it's called Demo Central. It's super easy. You can just go and search for Demo Central in Google, and it will show you this this web. Three lines here. Go to Ask Q, and there is one entry for Q cost and usage. So this is opening one dashboard. This is an example dashboard for cost optimization, and you can see that we have on the top, on the upper part of the dashboard, we have this box for Q, where I can enter any question using my plain text language. You know, that is the goal of Q. I type something and Q will answer with a possible answer to my question. For example, since we are talking about kudos, I could ask, show me, tap here, show me, so for example, which spend are greater than 5,000 by product. So I type this question here. Q is detected that spend and product are keywords, and I got this. I get this donut chart telling me that okay, yeah, QuickSight is spending $200,000, Redshift 47,000, and these three other services are also spending more than $5,000 a month. I could just change and say, okay, I want to more than 10,000, for example. Let's say 100,000, just to see you, to show you how it works and how the result will be updated in real time. So you see that now there is only one service, which is Amazon QuickSight, spending more than 100,000, and that's why we can see that only one entry. In fact, also the visual has changed. Before we had a donut chart, and now we have this horizontal chart. So pretty useful, as I said. And beside this example with cost optimization dashboards, we could go back to the list of dashboard that we have available here. And let's say that, for example, we go to SaaS sales. This is going to show us how another, in this case, the SaaS sales dashboard looks like. It is loading. We can see that we can add our or customize the dashboard with our own logo. We have a couple of KPIs visuals here on the upper part. We have the anomaly detection that I mentioned before that you can add to your dashboard. Donut chart. We can see here that there is also a forecast. And let me show you, because if we click here in the menu option for the forecast and click Edit Forecast, it will show you how easy it is to add a forecast into your timeline series. It's as simple as create your time series, your line chart with a time series, and decide what are the periods that you want to do the forecasting. How far in the future you want to go, and even if you want to look backwards, maybe you want to compare how good or how accurate is the model that you have created. You can just do as well, and you can see that I'm interacting with this dashboard as a reader. So these capabilities will be available for any reader that is accessing the dashboard. Same with the anomaly detection. We can interact with this anomaly detection. We can click into explore anomalies. And again, I'm a reader. I'm not like an author. So explore anomalies. This is going to show me that, okay, there was an anomaly detected on March 2023. You can see that it's obvious there was an anomaly because the sales went from $0 or $100 to $14,000. So something happened. And we can also configure the contributors. We can investigate which fields contributed to this anomaly. And all of that is great, right? Because I'm accessing the QuickSight dashboard as a reader. But if you look into this icon here on the left side, we could also click here and access the same dashboard as an author, which allows me to see what are the fields that I'm using to build my dashboard, which allows me to also make changes in any of the the visual that I have, which allows me to visualize which are which fields I need to build a Donald chart, for example. Or if we are talking about a tree map, I need these two fields here in case that I want to create a drill down option for this visual. So you can consume this dashboard as a user, as a reader, or as an author. And as I said, super simple to do that. With that, because we don't really have a lot of time, I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna go back to presentation. And Judy, if you want to take it from here.
Yeah, just wanted to thanks everyone for joining today. We will have a couple of more minutes for questions, but generally I'd like to ask you to as the next steps to deploy cloud intelligence dashboards in your organization, and also you can follow this